is Asinine Radio. This is the weekly music podcast where every week we get into a different band, different artist, and we break down one of their records. We get into the music, the lyrics, how it was made, and everything in between. My name is Tyler, and way out there, hundreds of miles away, is Jeff. While you're listening, go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars. If you're watching on YouTube, smash that subscribe button. Tell all your friends, share all the posts, all the videos, and whatever it may be. So I don't know. That's all I got for the boring intro. What are we doing today, Jeff? Go.
We are doing Backstreet Boys and their, I don't know, one of their first fucking records. That's a collaboration something. Or
You mean compilation?
Compilation. I actually forgot the band that we were doing when you were just saying that too.
Because you're so bored, right? Yeah. Well, yeah, we're doing Backstreet Boys. We're doing the 1998 reissue of the album. It's essentially a greatest hits compilation of their first 2 records.
It's a corroboration.
That's a corroboration, I guess. That's what's on Spotify and other streaming services. And honestly, that's for the best because a lot of these songs aren't that great, right? Right.
I mean, we've done other pop artists before, and we did Britney Spears. We realized that A, a lot of these songs also are kind of garbage, and B, a lot of these songs should not have been written by adult males for a underage female. So
that's correct too.
The 90s pop realm was kind of like the fucking Wild West, man. It was a little weird.
It was. But even for the Backstreet Boys, I mean, these they were kids, man. They were like between like 13 and 17 years old.
Yeah.
Some shit like that. You know, it's fucking nuts. We'll get into the background in a bit, but let's get into our origin story with the Backstreet Boys. So what do you got? Go.
What year this came out? In 99, you said? Is that what you were spouting off at the hip for them?
98.
So the compilation came out in 97.
Reissue.
Okay.
Was it 97?
Yeah, it was 97. August 97. Okay, here we go. Because I've told the story before, and it's so stupid. So like I heard Backstreet Boys, before I was, because we were 10, dude. We were 10 when this corroboration came out. I couldn't think of another C word that was longer when this thing came out. So we had already heard kind of like the bigger songs leading up to this. When this album dropped, I bought it from the Warehouse. The Warehouse is like a music store. I don't know if they still exist, like a Tower Records, but exponentially smaller. But it was a cool spot. So I bought it from the Warehouse, and my dad drove me. And I remember him asking the guy at the counter, because it's called the Backstreet Boys. And he's asking if it was like okay that I listened to this. He's like, "Is this appropriate for like 10-year-olds?" I don't remember the guy specifically, like what he did or what he said, but I remember he was very enthusiastic, like, yeah, it's fine. But I think he was probably just like, actually, no, this is not appropriate for 10-year-olds because it's fucking stupid.
It's so stupid, dude. Especially when you look at the cover too. I mean, it's not intimidating
at all.
It's not violent. I mean, the whitest dudes, I mean, they're not all white, but they all pretty much look white and all matching clothes. I mean, it's just stupid. It's like, so fucking dumb.
It just shows how like out of touch my dad was to like fucking reality, which is so true about most things. But yeah, that was my first real like personal interaction with the Backstreet Boys, was getting my dad questioning the Warehouse guys if he gives a fuck anyway, right? Like, that guy doesn't give a shit.
Man, somebody's blowing up fireworks right now.
Ooh, what kind?
They're big ones. They're fucking loud ones. There were some mortars going off earlier. These ones might be mortars too, but they're farther in the distance. So I think they're blowing them up at the school or something.
So what is this?
Fucking Wild West.
Oh, it's May 28th. I didn't even know.
Getting close. We got almost a little over a month until the big day. Okay. But anyway, yeah. So my origin story, I think it was, I want it that way. I don't even know. I really don't know. It was something off of this record. I know that maybe it was everybody Backstreet's Back. I don't know. Either way, my sister was really into pop music. She's 3 years younger than me. And, we were, like you said, we were 10, 11 years old at this time. And so my sister was 7. And so she was getting into Britney Spears, this, NSYNC, all that kind of shit, which is crazy too, because there's a lot of like for a 7-year-old girl, there's a lot of or 7-year-old in general.
In my sexual,
yeah, there's stuff like that.
Everything you need,
just like that. So yeah, that's my origin story. I never liked Backstreet Boys too much. I thought they were fine. They had some really good songs, but I've always preferred NSYNC, and that's honestly why we're doing Battle of the Boy Bands right now on the podcast. So 3 episodes of this. So Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, and then a surprise guest. Not a guest, but a surprise group to round out. Oh, can you imagine if we got one of the guys from that group? God. That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. I bet nobody can guess even who it is. The other.
No.
But yeah. Anyway, Backstreet Boys. They're fine. They're whatever. What's your first impression? What are you talking about?
Whatever. No,
what's your first impression?
I get it. You were just saying things to end that bit. You move transitioning. They're not whatever. My first impressions of this record are about what I expected, especially because this is a comp. I have 4 bangers, and they are bangers, like they're beyond bangers. They're fucking amazing songs. There's songs on here that are good, that I know, that are catchy, but they're not bangers. Like if we're getting real, they're not fucking bangers. They're just not. So I only got 4.
Got 4? Okay.
How many you got?
I got 5. I got 5.
So
the first 5 songs. The first 5 songs. And this album, I was expecting more, honestly, because knowing the NSYNC records, they're just better records through and through. Spoiler, they're better records. And the first 5 on here are great. And then after that, it drops in quality significantly. There's some garbage songs on here. Not just like overall, not just like the songs themselves, but the lyrics too. There's some atrocious lyrics.
See, I mean, we're not going to compare NSYNC and Backstreet Boys probably until the 3rd episode. Maybe we'll just do it on the NSYNC episode. I don't know, but that's not why we're here today.
No, I know,
because I don't.
But it still had to be said.
I don't think NSYNC is better than the Backstreet Boys. I don't. That's why we're here with the Backstreet Boys versus the NSYNC thing.
Battle of the boy bands. You're a BSB boy.
Because, dude, the NSYNC record, their first record for sure has songs on there, like 3 songs that are bangers. The rest are just meh. That's it.
Okay.
And this, I promise you,
no strings attached.
Like that's not a great song. This, I promise you.
I'm not saying they're great
they have like
records,
3 songs
better than this.
So they have like 3 songs on both records that are great.
No. What
else you got?
That's just stupid.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it next week.
Yeah, I only have.
We're talking about
I only have 4 bangers, but the bangers I have are actual beyond bangers. These are amazing, amazing pop songs. These are not just like timestamps of the 90s. These are just well-written pop songs that do kind of a lot of things that I didn't even think that they could possibly do. There's some production things going on here that I think are fucking just like absolutely bonkers. Like, what are you guys doing?
But they are certainly timestamps of the 90s.
Not always.
Come on, dude. They are.
Not always.
They are. For the most part, they are. So, do we have any stinkers on this record?
No, I don't have any stinkers. No.
Okay. I've close stinkers, but nothing.
Calm down.
But let's get into your biggest banger, your BB.
Calm down. What do you have? Just real quick. What do you have for your almost stinkers?
I mean, most of the record.
Oh, the last song. Here we go. Jesus fucking Christ.
The last. What's the last song called? It's
If you want blood, then come get it. No.
Or if you want to be a good girl, get yourself a bad boy.
Get yourself a bad boy.
Even the group, even the guys in the group hate this fucking song, and rightfully so. The song itself is garbage, but the lyrics are next level cheese, and it's bad, dude.
That's good
it's
stuff.
It's bad.
And then what's the other one?
Darlin's really bad too.
Oh, yeah, I like that song.
Yeah,
that's boring.
Yeah, it's just not good. Okay. Even like the other upbeat song, the DJ one, what is it? Hey, Mr. DJ. Keep playing that song. Yeah. Not the Madonna song, but this one. It's just bad 90s pop. Dumb boops and beeps in this song.
Dumb boops and beeps.
I don't. And also, they try at times. They try so hard, especially AJ tries so hard to sound like Michael Jackson, and especially in this song, it really, really shows. It's terrible, absolutely terrible.
Okay.
with like you know how like Michael Jackson did like that like breathing in really fast, like that quick intake of breath. Yeah, like that, and then just the kind of like the cadence of the way Michael Jackson sang. That's how AJ sings on this one too, or all the guys do. Too.
He's got a Latin mom, dude. He's got that like spice to him. He's got that.
God, he's the most obnoxious one in this whole group.
He's obnoxious because like,
I cannot stand AJ.
That's what he stood by. He stood by. He always like did these things like hola, I'm AJ, and like him this like Latin spice to him. Like oh my.
And he always like had to have like that little lead like flourish, you know, in his singing. He'd have to throw in that like extra little syllable or to end the note. Oh, it's so
these guys
annoying.
love doing that thing that they're like let's go instead of like let's go they go let's go yeah. Everything's and the hands too. They always doing the hands like this thing like the fucking.
Oh, they are doing that. Yeah, they're doing that, and also, I guess we'll talk about it when we talk about the videos, but. Man, the lack of dancing, I was surprised by. Because boy bands were like known for dancing.
No.
Except for one video or two videos, there's not as much dancing as I remember.
But that's not because they're bad all the dancers. That's because they have shitty choreographers. No, they are great dancers. No, they are great dancers.
They're bad dancers and the bad choreographers.
They are
just like NSYNC. Just like NSYNC. Just like NSYNC, they're not that. I don't know. They're not that great.
Sorry, I was pinching my cheek to make sure I'm not in a fucking dream because of the stupid shit you're saying.
Well, do you have anything that's close to a stinker on this one?
No, I just have things that are really, really like just solid, okay songs that they're not skippable. They're goofy in some way. I enjoy them because for whatever reason, like nostalgia or they're just decent pop songs. But, So you think as long as you know,
you think, did have this on CD, so
yeah, not anymore, but I did.
You did, yeah.
So you think all I have to give is a banger?
I do. That's my 5B. That's my 5B.
Yeah. Okay, because I don't think that's.
I
want to
talk about that.
I mean, that's
okay. We could skip it. That's fine.
But I'm wondering if you think it's a banger because there's a vibraphone in there.
Well, there's that, and then also it's just one of those singles that I remember, so the nostalgia hits a little bit.
Love is all
but
I have to give.
It's good though, right?
Dude, that like this is just
that chorus is
that
good.
Stupid fucking guitar in the intro, like that just it gets the mood going, right? Like instantaneously sets the mood. Like here's where we're going with this. Don't worry about it.
Also, this song. Howie doesn't have a lot of lead vocal parts in this group, especially in the early days. Maybe he does in the later albums, but yeah, in the set he actually sings the second verse in the song, which it's kind of cool.
Well, let's be real here. First of all, like Brian is this band. Like Brian has the most parts. Oh, yeah. He had been writing songs already before anybody else really had been writing songs in this band. And then Nick is the fucking dude. He's the poster child for this band. He's the heartthrob. Oh, yeah. He's the Lance Bass of this, dude. Lance Bass.
Yeah, the Lance Bass.
Lance Bass was before.
Yeah, JT. You're right. He is the Lance Bass.
Yeah, he's the Lance Bass of this group. Like they just look good on posters.
Yeah.
So everybody else, meh. Kevin's the dad. Howie's like the kind of like goofball outsider, and AJ's the Latin player.
He was the Chris Kirkpatrick of the group. That's who he was. Yeah. God, that's so stupid how we can connect both of these boy bands together.
I mean, JT was Brian, right? JT and Brian, yeah. They go together.
They do. I would say Kevin is JC, the patriarch of the group. Maybe Joey and Kevin, or JC and Kevin. I don't know.
Joey Fat One. Yeah.
Yeah, that guy.
Always got to say it. Well,
because that's disrespectful, but that's okay.
They say that in Practical Jokers.
Oh, okay. That's disrespectful, but we'll move on.
They're friends, and they say it, and they're like all friends with them, and they say it to him, and he thinks it's funny.
All right. So yeah, all I have to give, it's more of an R&B jam, but it's catchy. The single was catchy. The video, just typical boy band era, matching costumes or clothes.
Yeah, but this is like
and they're in a warehouse.
This is one of their most. This is their second most iconic music video.
You think
it is iconic. Dude, the fucking
guess.
like little suits they're wearing with the color coding and everything.
It's so ugly.
Except
so
for the
ugly.
one that like Blink completely like made fun of. They also made fun of this one too, but this is like this is their second most iconic music video. Not a good music video. It's stupid as fuck because
it's the music video, not the song that's iconic. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. And I did notice too, man, they do a lot of videos where they're just in random warehouses, like really bright, colorful warehouses. Colorful. Oh my god. Colorful. Yes, exactly. But it's a dumb video. I don't give a fuck. Some terrible lyrics though on this one.
Dude.
Verse 2. I mean, there are a lot of dumb lyrics, and I know it's because they didn't write them. There's a language barrier with the guys who wrote the lyrics. But let's see here. In verse 2, it says, "When you talk, does it seem like he's not even listening to a word you say? That's okay, baby. Just tell me your problems. I'll try my best to kiss them all away." That's bad, dude. That was really the line right there that I hate so much. "That's okay, baby. Just tell me your problems. I'll try my best to kiss them all away."
That's good.
That really is the line that I can't.
Okay. All right, well.
I mean, it's dumb, straight dumb.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's something.
Anyway, there's a lot of dumb lyrics, but we'll get more into that soon. But do you have anything else on this banger?
Nah, I don't think it's a banger, but no, I don't have anything else.
Okay. Well, what else you got?
It's just top tier BSB filler. BSBF.
Top tier. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair. That's fair too.
You ready?
So yeah, are we going with biggest banger? Or are we going? I figure at this point we're gonna have the same banger, so does it really matter?
Yeah. Well, you said the top 5, so my top 4 are, or my only 4 bangers are the top 4.
Yeah, and once again, my our top 4s are probably gonna be the same because all I have to give is my 5. So what do you got?
So I wonder for the same ones. So like my biggest banger. My favorite from this is "As Long as You Love Me." As long as you love me, baby. Yeah.
No, that's my 3B. That's my 3B.
That's because you're scared, and I get it. That's fine. It's not a big deal.
Well, let's get into it. What do you got? What do you got for this one?
So, "As Long as You Love Me." The like the way they all whisper the intro, right? They like kind of whisper sing that "As long as you." I don't know, like that whole whisper thinging. I like it. I like it a lot, and I love these verse melodies, dude. These are fucking insanely catchy. It's not just like hard drop choruses where it's super, I don't know, catchy or whatever, but like the way Nick comes in with that first one, "Although loneliness has always been a friend of mine." Like there's it's all up and down there, but it's just so
it really is.
It's so good. "I'm leaving my life in your hands." Oh, dude, it's so dirty. Oh. It's so good. But also too, later that same verse, I like the way he says "written." He says, "Don't care what is written in your history," but he says, "Don't care what is written." He says "ridden," like you're ridden a horse, ridden, like he's gangster, ridden in your history.
So that's another thing too with these guys. Whenever you watch, because I watched a few interviews, and they're dumb. Like most interviews are dumb, but they all have like accents, like they grew up in the hood. You know what I mean? These like either really white guys or, guys from, I don't know, Hispanic guys or whatever. It's just, it doesn't fit their style. It doesn't fit their look at all. It just sounds so forced.
It's being a bad boy. And I don't disagree if you even were thinking this, but like these guys are trying to emulate a Boys II Men style because just being in a like R&B group as an all black group is just, that's forbidden for young like white girls. And so if they're just even trying to like appropriate any sort of semblance of being like that, then I get why they did it because it made them a lot of fucking money. But yeah, dude, these guys are from like the most rural parts of all the most boring states in America.
Yeah, like Brian and Kevin are from Kentucky. They're even like in the Kentucky Hall of Fame or something like that. Music
yeah, like who the fuck cares, dude?
I know who cares. And then I think two of the other guys are from Florida, and then I think the other 3 guys
Osceola, Florida. Like what the fuck
is that?
Is that even a real place?
I don't know what the fuck a quail is.
What the fuck Osceola is? Who cares where these people are from? But yeah, The way Nick's is written, don't care what is written in your history, don't care what is written. And I've always thought that was so fucking funny. I mean, why do you say it like that? That's not how you say it.
So stupid.
Always thought that was stupid.
Mind you, he's like 14, 15 years old. You know,
he's impressionable, man. And again, like these guys,
man.
like aside from Nick, but like it's incredible that these guys grew up and weren't like murderers or complete pieces of shit. Whatever. Think about Nick, and that's crazy that the fucking documentary dropped today, which we didn't even.
What was the So there was a documentary. What is it? I don't even know what it's
called. It's called Fallen Idols, and it's on the ID channel. Okay. And if you don't have like a significant other that only watches boring ass crime shows, you probably don't know what the ID channel is. So it's on it's on there, and it's a 4-part series, and it really just documents like Nick Carter and Aaron Carter and just the slew of allegations that have come out against them.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. And
like Nick Carter, I mean, that's I don't know who's going to decide that one, but for what it's worth, it's just like, you know, when there's one, you can kind of like maybe like, maybe there's a little bit more to the story. When there's 2 people coming out, that's a little more. When there's like 5 people coming out, when there's 10 people coming out,
yeah, that's a lot.
You kind of start to think like, all right, bro, like we're gonna get into this one now. And then when like your ex-girlfriend who was in like the fuck was she in? The Pussycat Dolls? Or the Pussycat Dolls? It was something else. Dream. There was a Dream. Was that girl band?
That was another band, but that was like P. Diddy's band. Like
it was
his
a girl band, right?
Yeah, it was 4 girls.
He dated one of the girls from Dream, and she had come out, and I guess like contacted one of the girls that was making an allegation against Nick and said, "Hey, dude, like if you're here and you need someone to talk to, like I can talk to you because I'm Nick's ex-girlfriend, and I kind of think I know where you're coming from." And I guess she's on the documentary, and she's like, "Yeah,
damn,
I believe her." So it's don't look good. It don't look good for the boy.
I had no idea. I had no idea.
But it's just crazy that we decided to do this, and I had no idea about this documentary. I don't really want to watch it. I don't really care that much. So I won't watch it. But it's just weird that it came out fucking like today. The last part came out today. That's weird. It dropped today.
Very weird coincidence.
Today.
Very weird.
Yeah. You like that?
That was stupid. So yeah, we're not talking about that. We're talking about this album.
Because that's sad and depressing, but this album is fucking hilarious and good times, I guess.
Oh, man. Which, I mean, I think after we talk about these bangers, we got to talk about Lou Pearlman. We got to talk about the beginnings of the band and the weirdness of all that.
And how fucking successful these fools are.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, after we talk about these songs, because I feel like there's not a ton of substance to these songs, the first 5 songs. So we'll probably get through it pretty quick. But
I'm already halfway down my biggest banger.
Yeah.
So interesting points. Brian met his future wife in the video of this song.
Leanne. And there's a fucking helicopter flying over my house right now. See it? You see it? There it goes. There it is. Anyway. Continue.
Go ask them what they're doing. Check your little police scanner app that you fucking...
It's not a police scanner. It does like medical.
Somebody
stuff.
Was like the
plane
like
crash.
A plane landed on a fucking freeway or some shit, and like, nope, there's nothing there. Did a plane land on the freeway?
No, it was a fake call. Anyway, we're not talking about that.
It's so stupid. So yeah, Brian met his future wife on the video of this song. She was 24.
I think she's 6. She's 6 years older than him,
and she was 9, and he was 19.
Okay.
So
she's 5 or 6 years older than him.
We weren't. That's like we think that's young. I don't know. We weren't that old in like the late 90s like this. So like we weren't dating 20-year-olds, right?
Yeah.
That seems old though, right? That's a big 19.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That seems.
I think so. Yeah.
That's kind of a big gap there. It's a little weird.
It is, and
but they're still married. They're still married today, and crazy also
I know.
too.
We watched that video.
I sent you that video, and yeah, okay, it just seemed like cheesy, whatever. But they're man, to peg them and to put them into pigeonhole, they're just like really, really religious people, and like they just seem like that type of people. Just seem kind of like quirky, kind of weird. They love lovey-dovey, and they just like people like I would just never hang out with because they just are fucking not interesting to me whatsoever.
Yeah, and Jeff's referring to a video that he sent me today of like some Entertainment Tonight video from like 2022 or something like that. It's like they've been married for 25 years or 20 years. I don't remember, something like that. And it's just like, 2.5 minute video of them talking about their relationship, how they met. And it's cheesy as fuck, but what do you expect? It's entertainment. It's ET, Entertainment Tonight. And
these guys are weird.
They're weird and they're uncomfortable. They're embarrassing to watch. But yeah, they're one of that like very religious type of couple. It's bizarre. I don't like it, dude.
I don't like it either.
I don't like it.
It's also interesting to note that, which is not that big of a deal, but then I was thinking otherwise. So she was supposed to be on one of the flights on September 11th.
Yeah.
And she canceled her ticket the day before. It's just she said a reason. I forgot what the reason was. But then I was thinking, like, I wonder if they got visited, right? Like, I wonder if like the FBI or somebody visited them, like, hey, I saw that you fucking canceled your ticket. You better have a goddamn good explanation for that shit. They had to, right?
Because the Backstreet Boys played a show like 2 days after 9/11 happened.
Oh, dude, they
did. And I do remember, before I knew that about Brian's wife, I did remember reading that they played a show just a couple days after 9/11 happened. And I thought, that's weird because
it's a little too soon.
It's really soon because there was so much shit going on. Anybody alive during that time that can remember, it was a very, very weird time here in the States. And nothing was happening for like at least a week, 2 weeks.
It was like fucking lockdown over here.
Yes, it was almost COVID level.
People weren't even at school. Remember, like people just didn't go to school the next day.
Yeah,
or like that day it happened.
And our friends were literally, they disappeared. Remember Sohail? Sohail just disappeared for like 3 weeks, completely gone. And then he just showed up one day. It was a wild time.
It was wild.
But,
so
she had
to have got visited, right? She had to have.
Yeah, I wonder, because there's too much money. Like if having to cancel a Backstreet Boys tour in 2001 like that, that's a lot of money lost to various corporations, record labels, all that kind of shit. Oh,
I mean,
okay.
we I don't know if it'd be fun to get into like a conspiracy podcast, but that would be interesting. That if like. This is like really dark comedy here, but like it'd be kind of funny that like, you know, hey, just let me know as like Lou Pearlman of the Backstreet Boys. Like, let me know if we can do things stupid. You know, we got shit to do here.
But I mean, looking at Lou Pearlman's like background and shit, and just him by himself, and the fact that he was caught. Imagine how much shit like goes on behind the scenes that nobody gets caught for. You know?
Oh yeah. Man. Oh yeah. They're guy.
But anyway, yeah. We're talking about them.
As long as you love me.
As long as you love me. She was in that video. Also, I did read something that on the song, AJ didn't sing any of the background vocals when they recorded it, so he had no idea he didn't know how the song went until they went to go film the video, and they had to teach him the lyrics and the vocal melodies during the video shoot for the song. He had no idea.
Which is easy because the song's fucking catchy.
It is, but also it just goes to show this is not a band. This is just a company, a corporation. Like it's nothing.
It is interesting. It is interesting because getting very there. It is interesting because these guys aren't like you don't see them. I don't know. I just didn't see like a lot of them at each other's weddings, like dinner parties at their houses, at the Backstreet Boys reunions, and they're going like, oh, let's go hang out with Nick, right? They really are like a fucking company, and they go to work, they do their shit, and they go home. Aside from what Brian and Kevin, who are cousins.
Yeah, they're cousins.
Cousins. Tommy Shelby and his cousins. But
also, kind of going back a little bit, this is a band that was created by Lou Pearlman, and it was from an audition in Florida. He constructed this band by choosing various children from auditions. That's literally what it was. Like none of these guys are friends outside of Brian and Kevin. That's only because they're family.
You can be like You can be chosen to be in a group and then form a bond, especially in your teens. Like you're with these guys constantly. Like you have to form a bond. And there was never any like squabbling, and there was never any like major discontent from these guys. And when Kevin left, it wasn't because he hated these guys. It's just because he was kind of like, that's not where I'm at right now. I want to do my own thing. And they all had a common enemy at some point early on in their career, and that was Lou Pearlman. So it's like all these things like would bring normal guys together, right? Like all of these things. We're with each other constantly. We have a common enemy, and we're growing up together. Like that would bring normal guys together.
And there was some like documentary, or there was something maybe like 6 or 7 years ago, and I remember seeing a clip from it, and they were having, obviously the cameras were there, but they were having this like band meeting in some like corporate office, and they were talking about how like Brian isn't able to sing anymore, and they had to have like, they were like having like an intervention with him and saying, hey man, you got to like step it up because you're really struggling on these songs. Like if you can't sing it, then it's pretty much like you're done, you're out if you can't get your shit together.
The fuck
and like
out of here.
And it kind of made me think like I think that's cool that like they, if it's even real, it's cool that they confronted him about it, but it came off very much as like a very business corporate kind of decision or thing to say and do.
But if you can't sing, like the dude can't sing, get the fuck out of here. Like these, even us here, right? Like even they like I would never fucking in my life go see Backstreet Boys if it did not have Brian or Nick Carter in there. Just fucking wouldn't see him. Same with like NSYNC. You tell me like NSYNC's getting back together with no JT,
or JT or JC. JC was we'll talk about it next week, but JC was so important to that group. But
I don't care if he's important or not. I don't care. I will see NSYNC with just JT. That's it. Hopefully Lance Bass is there, but that's it. I don't give a fuck. Chris Kirkpatrick, bro, he gets another ass kick. Like all them little.
There we go.
Limp Bizkit bastards.
There we go. There we go.
What's the other one? Oh yeah, Joey Fat One. Come
on. Lyrically though, I mean, these lyrics overall are they're bad. They don't really mean anything. They're either hyping each other up or hyping up their own group, or they're talking about like a girl that, saying that, oh, you deserve me. I don't deserve you, but you deserve me.
That's really fucks, aren't they?
Yeah. So, and in this, he says, they don't care about, her past, her issues, as long as she loves him, it doesn't matter. It does not matter.
He doesn't care what's written. It doesn't.
It's dumb.
It's so dumb.
Oh, this fucking video, this group. But
this video is wild too. This video is wild because all these little moves with the chair thing, like the 90s obsession with a chair, right?
A lot of
dancing
chairs.
with chairs. A lot of
well,
chairs.
It was like I think to me, I think it's based off of was it Footloose or a Flashdance, right? Where she's dancing by herself with the chair and then the water drops on her.
Yeah.
I think it's like it's inspired by that kind of shit, which is just fucking dumb. But also like I think like old like musicals like Singing in the Rain and shit from the 50s and 60s, they utilize chairs a lot. Like Cabaret and shit.
It's a very sexy thing to do, right? Chairs.
Yeah.
Someone sitting in a chair and you can dance around them, make them stand up, things like that. But I don't give a fuck about chairs.
I don't. And once again, there's not much dancing in this video. It's either them standing around in a group or them like dressed up for this like fake audition or this audition that they're doing. Like the treatment for the video makes no sense. It's some sort of audition, but then it all of a sudden switches to where they're auditioning the girls who are auditioning them, and then it goes back to the original, and then there's some like weird morphine stuff that like throws back.
Shit's fucking bizarre, dude.
It's weird, but dude, that's like throwing it back to the Michael Jackson video, the black or white music video, which was huge, like in 1991, 1992, and I think it's playing off, or it's like pulling inspiration from that particular video, which makes sense because they clearly love Michael Jackson.
What I don't like, it's not very good. What I don't like is like they said that they purposely chose 6 girls to go against the 5 boys. That way we as the audience didn't try and pair them up. and try and say, oh, she should go with him and she should go. Like, why would you deprive me of that? That's all we'd like to do.
I know.
Like, I love doing that.
And literally when I watched it today, I was like, oh, that's for Kevin, or she's for Kevin.
Yes.
She's for Brian. I did it. It was weird. I fucking did it.
That's what we do. We're stupid. So stupid, but it's fucking fun. It's just like another layer to like this insane sub genre of pop music. Care. Don't deprive me of my fun.
It's ridiculous.
But yeah, that's my 1B.
It's my 3B. All right. So we're good with this one. All right. So As Long As You Love Me is your 1B, which is wrong, but that's okay. We'll move on. My 1B is Everybody, Backstreet's Back.
Everybody, yeah.
All right.
Dude, so tell me, like, when that part comes in, right? And it's like the song crescendos down into that Brian part, right? Later on. Like, you imagine everybody dancing all slow motion like this and like doing this thing. Like, that's how we dance in like fucking middle school and shit. Just all
Once again, I mean, they're not good dancers. The choreography is not good. Even in this song, like when you really look at it and break it down, like, they're not very good. The people around them are good, but they're not. They really, really aren't. It's kind of a bad song, man, or a bad video, or dancing, I should say.
They're not
great
bad
song.
dancers. Why do you say they're bad dancers? They're not bad dancers. They're fucking like 15 years old, 16 years old. They're just all they're being. What are you
Remember that girl from the Missy Elliott video? Remember that girl from the Missy Elliott video?
Oh my god! Fucking chooses like one random fucking cherry picks people that are like.
But you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Who cares?
You know exactly
They're not bad dancers. That's silly. They're not bad dancers. The choreography is stupid, and it's meant to do one thing. It's meant to do one thing. It's meant to do one thing. The choreography is meant to like give you iconic parts. And I still do one of the parts to one of their videos. Put the little hat like this, and they flip it back like that. Like, I still do that.
I've never seen you do that.
I did it to you when you were out here. I held my hat out while I was sitting on the chair, and you sit in the other chair. I put it like that.
Maybe I just don't pay attention to you. I think that's what it is. I just don't pay attention to you.
These are iconic parts. And they do like these things that are just so stupid. And one part where they put their hat on the back of their leg and they put it over in front of them. They took it off. These are parts that are done by guys who are like not dancers, but they know what people will attach themselves to. And they say, that was a cool thing you just did. And they're probably like, that was a dumb fucking move that I could do that in my fucking sleep. He's like, but that looks cool and people will like that. That's what this band is. Like, what are you missing here? They're not bad dancers. You watch them live. They slay. They slay. Slay.
I did watch some videos. It's fine.
You're a silly boy. Get the fuck out of here.
It's true though.
You're just this is coming from the guy who listens to fucking like metal and punk his whole life, and all of a sudden he's an expert.
They also don't dance.
Dancing.
I'm an expert.
Now he's the
dancer.
fucking expert on dancing here.
I am. I watched a lot of these videos, a lot of these bands.
I've watched videos of dancing. Therefore, I'm a dancer.
It's true. I am.
You didn't know who JoJo Siwa was. Get the fuck out of here.
I also don't have a kid who's fucking 10 years. I don't know how old Kaylee is. How old is Kaylee? 10, 12? I don't know.
Who cares?
She grew up with that girl. I mean, of course I don't know that shit. Crazy. Silly boy talk. But anyway, Everybody, Backstreet's Back. This is a single. They obviously made a video for this one. This is like based off of the Michael Jackson Thriller video, where people are dressed up as like monsters and
probably hate this video too. It's so stupid because the
video. This is up there with some of their better videos, their best videos.
This video is amazing.
This
good. Video is amazing.
Considering its budget and everything.
Fuck out of here. Full production here. Fantastic choreography. Everybody is on point. It's not just about like, oh, they're okay dancers. And it's not just about like the background dancers, but the background dancers are in full fucking makeup. Yeah, and you just don't see that shit with backup dancers. Backup dancers are usually just dressed scantily clad, call it a day. No, they are full fucking makeup. They're not just dancing either. Like when Nick pops out of the fucking tomb when he's kind of like doing his little wannabe thriller thing. So the backup dancers are doing like they're acting.
They are.
They're not just dancers. They're also actors, dude. This is like full production here. This is a great video, and you're crazy for thinking otherwise.
No, I do. I like the video. I think it's a good video, and I do like the throwbacks to the Thriller video. Like certain dance moves are very similar or reminiscent. Yes, exactly.
They're so good.
They're throwing it back to that, but not like in a bad way or disrespectful way. They're doing it as like a just a good throwback. That's what it is.
Wearing their inspirations on their sleeves. Love it.
Exactly. And then each member is dressed up as a different monster, which is cool. Like I like the theme of it. It's fun. It's goofy.
You
very
just
much.
Like, you keep saying like it's cool.
It is. I enjoy.
Just say it's cool.
It is cool. I enjoy.
Your tone. Everything about your tone is like it's cool. It's I
cool.
like it. But like when you say things like that, it's kind of like this backhand. Cool. Like it's cool. I guess. Like if I had to choose between eating shit or watching this video, I guess I'd watch this video. It's a good fucking video.
It is a great video. I know.
Good Lord. The guy that directed it directed fucking so much good stuff. So much good stuff. Larger Than Life.
That's a good video too. Big
budget.
He
directed Without Me by Eminem. Fucking won a Grammy for that shit.
That is a good video though.
He directed Adidas.
Did it from Korn?
By the Korns. He did.
No way. I thought that was McG.
And he directed. And he directed Joseph Kahn, and he directed Always.
Okay.
Always by Blink.
I know. Oh yeah, that's the wrong song.
But you're right. Always.
Yeah.
Dude, fantastic choreography. Yeah. This is a great.
It's good. It's
video,
fun.
And you're wild. Definitely. Otherwise,
I literally just said it like 100 times.
But you think first time you said, he said, it's a good video. When people say things like that, it's like they're kind of just you're pandering a little bit. You're
100%.
It's a good video.
Yeah, but it is. It's good. It's good. It's a good video. What else was I gonna say too with this damn fucking song and this damn video? I don't remember what it was. Oh yeah, so I saw
crowd. Ooh, ooh, ooh. All the crowd interaction too.
There's a lot of hype.
Response that they create also, here.
The cowbells and the different percussive instruments too. It really gives the song a lot of oomph. It's a great fucking song. But I was watching a short interview about the making of this video and like the process, or the like right before when they were trying to get the money to make it. Kevin was saying that they went to the record label and said, we want to make this we want it to be a bigger budget because we want this, and that, but it can't be cheap because if it looks cheap, it's going to look bad for everybody. It's going to look bad for us. For you guys, they sold the concept really well, and they got the budget they wanted, and honestly, it worked. It really, really worked. And they even said, like, obviously, this isn't like Michael Jackson's Thriller. Like, we don't have that kind of. Not even us. We don't even have a budget like that. Which obviously, yeah, I mean, Michael Jackson.
Even budget wise, like you can have a budget for an infinite amount of money. You're never going to recreate Thriller.
No way. But I thought it was a cool little. Some cool little insight on the making of the video, how that they were very conscious of the fact that they didn't want it to look cheap, that they wanted to do something big and more extravagant, which honestly this video and Larger Than Life are their most extravagant videos, right?
For sure.
Yeah, they really are. I think they probably cost the most too.
Yeah.
But no, it's a cool video.
Music videos. I really do fucking miss music videos so much.
I do too.
Man,
God, it was so much fun back in the day. This is all nostalgia, though. Honestly, it really is. Coming home and watching TRL and shit.
But like music videos, like they were just again, like what's so fun about collecting vinyl records is like you do touch like audible music, like things that you can only hear. Now you can touch it and see it, and that's what music videos were. Now I can watch my favorite song. I can watch something that I can normally just hear. That is an amazing feat.
It is,
and it wasn't just about watching it, but it was like. Dude, now there's like production behind it. And these guys are like masterminds behind making cool music videos. And some people just made music videos that are better than fucking most movies. And that is just unreal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I miss music videos. I miss MTV.
I do too. MTV in the 90s. MTV in the 90s was fucking so good, man.
Unparalleled.
Not just the music videos, but like Real World in the 90s. Oof. Those seasons were incredible. And that shit's not even like on streaming sites anymore. Like the best seasons of Real World are not streaming. And I don't know why. I don't get it at all. All the best ones.
Does somebody own MTV that would stream that stuff?
Paramount owns MTV.
And that's true because I've been trying to get Celebrity Deathmatch, and they don't have any Celebrity Deathmatch, the original run on there.
They don't. No,
anywhere.
So
it's nowhere.
I noticed that with a lot of stuff on Paramount and Peacock, stuff from like the late 90s, from like 96 to like 2002, you don't get a lot of content from any of those TV shows or anything like that. Like, why isn't The Adventures of Pete and Pete on Paramount when literally every other Nickelodeon show is on Paramount? But why is Pete and Pete not on there? Why just Nickelodeon shit like that? Why there's certain things that are weirdly not on there? A lot of MTV stuff, like the Dave Attell stuff, the Insomniac show is not on Paramount. Yeah, it should be, true, huh? But none of it's on there. You can't buy it anywhere. You can't buy it digitally. You can't buy the DVDs. Nothing. It's fucking bizarre.
I mean, that's my biggest problem with Celebrity Deathmatch is you can't find those anywhere.
Yeah, it's so hard
nowhere.
To find. Or even like the Jackass stuff that I think you and I had talked about it a while back, but you can go and watch the original Jackass show, but they couldn't get the rights to the original music, so they like use like some weird AI shit to like make this like royalty free music play in the background, but it just sounds like shit and it doesn't match the original videos at all. Or like Viva La Bam's not on there. Like a lot of the Jackass stuff's not on there either. So
how the fuck do they not?
It's weird.
Like how do you not just cough up money to get the fucking song?
And you would have thought that, like, you know, like when it comes to like rights back then, you would think a lot of that would have bled over into like the streaming stuff, especially considering how enormous Paramount is. But they own so much shit. They're Viacom. Viacom's one of the biggest like companies in the world. It makes no sense.
You're not paying fucking like Guns N' Roses. You're paying a punk band. You're like nobody gives a shit about. Who cares?
It's really weird. But whatever. What are you gonna do? So everybody, Backstreet's Back, banger of a song. Top 3 Backstreet Boys songs, you think?
Everybody?
Yeah. Top 3 songs in general?
I mean, I love As Long As You Love Me a lot. Like, I ain't gonna lie.
So As Long As You Love Me, Larger Than Life in this song? And everybody?
I think Larger Than Life, I Want It That Way, and then As Long As You Love Me are top 3.
Oh, man.
Okay. Dude, I Want It That Way is stupid good. Like,
it is a really good song.
You think it's not great, but then when you hear You All, then you boom.
I know you
instantaneously
I
get into it. And then now it's gotten even better with the Brooklyn Nine-Nine bit. It's just like everything about that song just gets better and better and better with age.
I know. It has.
God, man, that song is so good. Oh.
It is a great song, but the song's good too.
I mean, these are all fucking beyond bangers for sure.
But also, like I was saying, I think I said on the rankings episode, there's a lot of songs, a lot of their big hits that sound so much like each other. The hooks, especially the hooks, are very, very similar, especially when the beat is generally the same through every one of these big songs. And just the way the hook drops, or the way it drops into the hook and the choruses, it's so fucking similar. Sometimes I think I'm singing one song when I'm singing another one. They're honestly, very interchangeable.
That's because of who's writing these songs. These guys are writing these songs for like a European audience, and much like your favorite band Aqua, most of those fucking songs sound the same. They're all great, much like Rammstein, much like these other pop bands. Rammstein's like a fucking pop band. These other bands, they sound the fucking same. But there's a reason for that. Is because we're finding a formula here. Have a decent chord progression. Don't stray too far out of there, and let's just drive it home, baby. Let's make some money, and that's fine. Let's do it. Let's have a good time doing it.
Yeah, you're right.
And this guy, dude, this guy Max Martin, man, like this guy, dude, has like the dream fucking job. Just cranks out killer tunes that are all kind of sound the same a little bit. Like there's not really much variation to them. Makes a fuck ton of money. Doesn't have to go on tour. Doesn't have to deal with the press. Just collects his paycheck, buys a big fucking house in LA, buys a big fucking house in Sweden, and calls it a day.
Yeah. And is like so well respected in the music industry on top of that.
So good. That's a dream job, dude.
And throwing it back to the lyrics again too, I think it's just comical that, you know, these guys don't have like the best grasp on the English language. So when they write lyrics, at times they are very nonsensical. Like it does not make sense. And also the fact that the guys who are singing it, the Backstreet Boys or NSYNC, whoever it is, they're not pushing back on it. They just accept it. They sing like these grammatically wrong lyrics, and they're just I mean, yeah, I mean they're making so much money. It doesn't matter.
In the beginning, you don't say anything, right? Because you can't write lyrics anyway, so you shut the fuck up.
You can't write anything.
And then once you get to Millennium, we're like, okay, now we've established ourselves. I can probably start writing my own music. It's like, dude, we just made so much fucking money. Like, no, just shut the fuck up. It's just like that whole like pre-chorus part. My sexual. Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
I mean, that pre-chorus, it's the pre-chorus. You know, am I original? Yeah. Am I the only one? Yeah.
So dumb.
Am I sexual? Yeah.
Like, who am
I
everything
you need? You better rock your body now.
Like
that's so literally the lyrics.
He's talking to a significant other, right? Like, am I original? Like, you're asking this person, like, am I your first one? That's fucking a weird thing to ask somebody. So it's even though it's like a 14-year-old singing it, it's like a 30-year-old writing it, right? And that's just a fucking weird thing to do. It's
much like the Britney Spears record.
Yeah, it's so weird.
30-year-old dude writing a song about a 15-year-old girl.
Am I original?
It's fucking weird, man.
What the fuck is wrong with you, dude?
Also, what does it even? I mean, in the end, but what does it even mean? It doesn't mean anything. It's just
maybe that's what the Europeans call originals. I mean, original.
I think it's just a melody placement. That's all it is.
It's funny because there was a Seinfeld episode where there's a virgin on there, and she's actually British, and she says "veg."
Oh yeah, the girl from Frasier, right?
Yeah. No.
Yeah, she dates Jerry.
Frasier?
Yeah, she's from and she dates Jerry, right?
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
They all date Jerry. Most of them date Jerry.
Well, that's true. Yeah, that's very true.
I never understood how anybody dated George. I just don't get it, but that's all right.
But he pulled. He did pull some girls.
Fucking that's TV, dude.
That is
that's TV. That's fantasy, dude.
That's Larry David, living out his dreams, I guess. Yeah. So anyway, are we good with this song? Good with this one. So what do you got for your 2B?
2B. No, 2B was where 2B was fuck? Everybody. Yeah, that's my 2B.
Okay. So my 2B is Quit Playing Games with My Heart.
With my heart. Dude, Heartthrob Brian at his max. Boom. God damn. It's crazy. It's just crazy. Just like going back and dude, Nick Carter's been like shoved down our throats for so long, right? Come on. Like Nick Carter has been the poster child of Backstreet Boys for so long. But you forget, like Brian was like his little brother. Because Brian's a little bit shorter. Nick Carter's tall and blonde and just good looking. And Brian's like the little thing that he had right there, the little bang line that he had.
Yeah, the little bangs. Yeah, they were like, what is it called? Like the Caesar haircut?
Yeah. That's
with
exactly what it was.
Caesar haircut.
Yes, he had the Caesar haircut. It was like already thinning because it was like tiny little strands and shit.
It's like but it was
Brian was the heartthrob of this band. He was the unsung hero of this band for sure.
He really was. I forgot until this week how much he actually sings lead vocals. I always thought it was Nick and AJ that sang most of the leads, but no, it's Brian. Yeah. And also, like we mentioned too, he has more songwriting credits than any other member of the band. I mean, even though it's like with multiple people in a song, but
he started doing it before anybody else did.
Or anybody else. And he was getting like 2, maybe 3 songs like that he had co-writing credits on, which, all things considered, that's a lot for these guys. But yeah, so also the story is with this song, when they were recording it, all of the background vocals were done by Brian and Kevin. Apparently the rest of the guys went out and got lunch or whatever like that. So for whatever reason, those two just recorded all the backup harmonies and all the background vocals on this song. And then when they eventually went to go make the video, I guess the video version or something is different from the recorded version. So they added different ones. Yeah, so they added a second verse where Nick sings the lead vocals, but they recorded it while they were shooting the video for the song. So fucking weird and so fucking corporate. It's just weird. It's just dumb and weird. I don't know. I don't get it.
I mean, when you have no control over your music, you don't have a voice other than, like how can, and probably not even how they did their hair, because Nick had that like DiCaprio kind of thing going on, right? That fucking what do you call that? That's the only way I can call it. The
like
DiCaprio thing.
It's like this right here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Whatever that look is, a Titanic DiCaprio, that iconic late '90s thing. So bad. Like that's what Nick Carter had going on, and that's that. It works. It works.
And it was like he was already a blonde guy, but he also bleached the blonde.
It was so
so you had this
style,
platinum style, but then like the slightly darker roots, but they were still blonde. It was weird. It was really, really weird.
Like everybody had that fucking haircut. Brendan Fraser had that fucking haircut in the Mummy.
I had that haircut. I had it in the '90s too. I mean, that was just the popular cut in the '90s. Yeah.
I don't think I ever had that, but that's all right.
I mean, you have curly hair though, so.
I think like in middle school or in elementary school, I parted my hair, and then my hair got really curly. So then by middle school, it was like a fro.
Oh, okay. All right.
And it was just me battling the fro from then on.
Dude, in high school, you had quite the fro in high school.
I don't think I never like let my hair poof. Like I never got like a perm to let it poof and get like volume. But like I don't know if you remember, my hair was so tight because I was wearing a hood because I fucking hated my curly hair. My hair was so long that I could pull my bangs past my chin.
I remember that. I do remember that.
But like it was tight because I fucking hated it so much. There's nothing you could do.
You never spike my hair. Yeah, you never had it like big, but it was condensed.
But I think if I took better care of my hair, I would probably look like Cedric. Like I think that's what my hair would look like.
Yeah, I would think so too. Like if you kind of like kind of pick it out,
Yeah, and
could add some
shampoo it because I never wash my hair. Never wash my hair.
I mean, we're guys. We have short hair. You don't need to wash your hair.
I don't think you need to wash your hair every day either. I think that's
no. You're not supposed to wash it. No, you're not supposed to.
I don't know about that no more.
Well, I mean, look how short your hair is. But also, okay.
So annoying.
It is really
derails any kind of fucking thought process.
Any time we quote any line from that movie, it instantly derails anything I'm about to say. So yeah, quick playing games with my heart. The lyrics, I mean, self-explanatory. I mean, the title of the song is what the song is about. It's right on the nose.
Yeah, that's pretty much
right
everything.
On the nose. But then the video too. This video is one of the dumbest videos from this record.
Dude, this is basic bitch video. All they do is just I fuck the camera the whole time. That's it.
And they're all wearing like the black and white matching clothes. They're singing in a park. And then halfway through the video, it starts raining. So then they start taking their clothes off. And like most of them are shirtless, or they're not shirtless, but they have their shirts open. So you see their six packs, they're all wet, like more wet than they should be because it never rains that hard. So they're more wet than they should be. And then there's one, I don't know if you caught this, but I caught it and I was laughing so hard. But there's one shot, maybe 3 seconds long, where Howie is sitting on the steps with an acoustic guitar, but he's strumming it and he's not even like holding a chord. He's just like putting his hand over the frets.
Oh God!
And
I don't think I saw what he was doing with.
And
the
he's
guitar.
pretending to like strum it.
Oh.
And it's only about 3 or 4 seconds, but it's long enough to notice.
Just like
yeah. It just makes no sense, and it's the only time it happens. It only happens that one time in the video. And there's like really no real acoustic guitar on this. It's like so buried in the mix that you can't even hear it. So like why it's just so stupid.
That's bad. That's terrible. That's embarrassing.
And a lot of the guys can play instruments. Like Nick can play the drums, and like later in their career, after like Black and Blue, I think maybe on the Black and Blue tour, they were playing live instruments on stage. Nick would get up and play drums. They play guitar and bass and shit. So like they can play some instruments, which is cool too. I think that's super fucking rad, especially when they're playing live. But in this video, it just
why do you think
with the Wet Boys? It's just no. I don't care.
These guys can play instruments. They can sing. It's just because of their corporate level, they're not allowed to. They're encouraged to be worse than they are. So why do you think that this also translates to their dancing? Why do you think that because they can dance, that the corporates, whoever Lou Pearlman's like, don't be too crazy. People don't like too crazy, because this is before like the world was wowed by Chris Brown and JT, even like how fucking phenomenal he became of a dancer. This is like when people just want like basic kind of shit. if you're a basic kind of shit band, just have basic kind of shit dancing.
Yeah.
So why do you think like they can dance? They're just told not to. They are told to do these stupid fucking moves on the chair. They are told to do these dumbass things. Well, they could be better.
Of course they're being told that, because I the way I look at it, it's dumbing down not only just the music, but the video, the visuals, and everything.
I'm telling you this. I'm not asking you why you think they can't dance. No, it was a rhetorical question. I'm asking you why you think they can't dance. If you take that they can play instruments, but they're told not to. If you take they can sing, but they're told not to. I mean that they can dance, but they're told not to. It was a rhetorical question. Don't answer it.
I'm not going to say anything.
They can dance. Napoleon.
Not very well. Not very.
Get the fuck out of here.
Napoleon.
Oh,
every time he says it makes me laugh.
I might watch that tonight.
Okay. Just listen to the episode that we did a month ago. So do we have anything else on Quit Playing Games with My Heart?
No. Got one more banger, dude, and then
really
talk about some Lou Pearlman's.
We've got it going on. The first song, the opener, right? That's your other banger.
Yep.
All right. What do you got on this one?
I mean, like, first of all, this is so fucking 90s. The way this swells in and drops, this just reminds me of like being in like 7th grade, getting dropped off at the roller rink. They're playing Hadaway. They're playing fucking
Hadaway, yes.
Cotton Eye Joe, and they're playing like We've Got It Going On. Like this is, God damn it, dude! Right? Like,
this is like 9-10-year-old. Yeah, exactly, man. And the nostalgia hits.
This is it. It hits fucking hard. But this chorus is fucking unreal. It's a goddamn good chorus, and I love it. Then we get to that part after the bridge where they go like, "Time for me to let it," and they go, "Go!" and they all yell at the same time. Yeah. Dude, come on. That's like punk style. Go.
Except not nearly as cool. It's not punk.
That's like boy band punk right there. That's boy band punk.
BBP.
BBP. That's BBP. Go. Time for me. And that.
That kind of like descending melody that goes. That's good. It's good. It's good.
It's good.
It is a really good song. It's a great opener. It's a great opener to the whole album, and then banger after banger up until the 5th song, or after the 5th song. So,
so when you first hear them say like after they say like let's go let's go
yeah, you're right, huh? Also, you also hear AJ really kind of do that really annoying thing where he's kind of rapping a little bit, but then he's also adding the flourishes with his vocals that are just obnoxious. Like he's overdoing it with the vocals, so like Christina Aguilera style, but not as obnoxious. That's what he's doing. Not to say he's a bad singer, but it just adds nothing to the song, and it's embarrassing. But it's also very nasally. Like that chorus is very nasally. It's goofy. It's stupid.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I didn't even know what they were said until this week. I would always say, "Okay, Backstreet Boys, come on now, everybody." Like I never knew what they said until this year.
I still don't even know what he says. What they say?
He says, "Jam on it, jam on, jam on, jam on, cause Backstreet's got it. Come on now, everybody, we got it going for your heels."
Can you imagine? Can you imagine being like 45 years old and singing a song like this? A song that you sang when you were 15. Like not even like if you were like a punk song, like where you're just goofing around, like on like playing really fast. That's one thing, but something where you really took yourself seriously like this.
I mean, you gotta take the bad with the good, right? This song paid for your fucking house, and these people paid for your house, and then you play that fucking track. Yeah. That's what you do. Right?
Also, I did read too on this song, Nick actually didn't sing on the song because he was so young. He was probably like 12 or 13.
Little bitch.
That he was going through puberty, and his voice kept cracking so much while he was singing.
Come on now, everybody.
That they just said, you know what? You're not going to be on the song, on this track. So he didn't actually sing on this one. So, this song is...
That's something.
The song is something... I wish we could talk more about these songs, but there's really no substance. There's not.
That's it. No, we're done with the songs. Like there's literally nothing else to talk about these songs.
This video I do want to talk about because the video is terrible. So the video starts with them at a radio station. They're being a quick little interview, and then it drops into the song, and then it transitions to them performing live to like 10 people in some club, and all the while the song is about them just hyping themselves up, and then it jumps to them playing basketball, riding motorcycles, and then it kind of rounds out with they're back in the recording studio, and who's in the recording studio behind the board? Mr. Perlman. Lou Pearlman is there at the very end of the video.
Lou Ferrigno.
Lou Ferrigno. So yeah, the video is it's all over the place.
But
it's just dumb.
Butts are for pooping.
That's
so
true.
Yeah, the production quality of this video is dumb. It's just smash cuts to random fucking things. Who gives a shit? But this is when you get to see them dance, dude. This is like a weird interpretation. What do those people do with the fucking streamer interpretive dance? When they just like do whatever the fuck they want. And that's a big thing with like hip hop dancers now is they just fucking take all of their people that have influenced them over the years and just do whatever they want with it. And like you see them all dance in a way that matches their personality, in a way that matches their dancing style, in a way that's just they don't really do before. This is a very like a jam, but like in dance form. They're just jamming out here, but in dance form. And I love this video because you get to see them dance. Just dance. Fuck guys, just want to dance.
Just dance. And actually going back to the lyrics real quick. The second verse in this one too. This is the whole second verse right here. It makes none of it makes any sense. It's so over the top dumb. So this is what it is. It says, well, I'm creeping up on your left, straight up funky when I get with ya. Keep it ruthless when I get wet. Keep the party packed in my corner. Tough like granite to keep the crowd hype. Get up on this just to get right. What you want it, what you gonna get. Wait, what you want it, what you gonna get. Backstreet's got the special effects. None of it makes sense. It's all nonsensical.
Dude, you gotta be tough like granite.
Gotta be tough like
granite.
That's like the most cohesive. That's the only like kind of cool line in the entire.
None of that fucking verse. Soft pussy stone like limestone or some shit.
God, it's so bad.
Not that I know anything about stone.
You know everything. You clearly know everything about stone.
I don't think granite's like a tough as stone. Is it? It's all stained and shit all the time.
I have no idea what the toughest stone is. I don't know. I'm not a mason.
I think diamond's the toughest stone, right? That's what they make bits out of.
Well, is diamond? Yeah, I guess diamond's considered a stone. But yeah, diamond is I think it's the strongest material on the planet.
But it's like also brittle. Like if you dropped it on the floor, it would shatter. But like you fucking drill into something, it'll drill through the moon or something. I don't know.
Which doesn't make any fucking sense. But
yeah, because stones are stupid.
Nothing is real.
All stones are stupid.
Before we jump into the Lou Pearlman stuff, I do want to talk about some of the other music videos as well, because there's a lot of music videos for this.
Lots of music videos.
There's like 8 videos. Mind you, they were very popular in Europe. A couple years before this reissue came out, so they did make European versions of some of these videos, and they're pretty fucking bad. They're actually very, very bad.
Shitty videos. One, like Anywhere for You is a shit video. It's just them on the beach being obnoxious and horrible as possible. Fucking Get Down is probably their worst video. That's one that fucking instantly aged them. It's like, wow, that looks like garbage. That is worse than the Californication video. Fucking garbage. Absolute terrible.
So there's for the song "I'll Never Break Your Heart." There's 2 videos for that one. The original version was the European version, and it's way worse than the American one that came out a couple of years later. And it starts out like a group of girls are like at the ski lodge, and they all have hot chocolate and they're talking to each other, like super thick Swedish accents, and it's very, very European. And then after they quit talking about wanting to meet guys or whatever, it goes to the group, to the Backstreet Boys. They start singing. They're wearing like ski suits, ski gear, I should say, and they're playing in front of like this giant like Swiss Alp or something like that. It's so over the top, and it's so dumb.
You gotta unbutton the jackets. Like nothing can be tucked in. Like it's gotta be open and wavy, and
Exactly.
It was a little gangster looking, right? That's the kind of like look they're going for. It's a little tough, little gangster.
European gangster. Yeah.
European gangster. EGs.
Yeah. And then the when they did the second video for the American audience a couple years later, that video is really stupid too. Every member has their own little like their set, their little room where they're dancing and singing, and each room is different from the other, and it's very extravagant and weird and stupid. None of it makes any sense. None of it. There's no theme to the entire video at all. It's just random fucking sets that they're in, and then the only time that they're all together as a group, they're like cool guys. They're all wearing black, like black leather and stuff, slick back hair, sunglasses, but they're like singing in like a fan tunnel. I don't know what they're in. It's just a bad video. But people loved it. Like, this is also one of those videos that is referenced a lot. You see this video a lot show up like when it comes to Backstreet Boys.
Remember that Mace video when he was in a fucking tunnel and he wore those like suits and they were just fucking getting the shit blown on their face and stuff like that?
What is this fascination with wind tunnels? I just don't get it.
We like that. I like it.
I don't get it. But yeah, the videos suck. All right, clearly we don't have that much more to say about the songs, the videos, all that kind of shit from this particular album. So let's get into Lou Pearlman a little bit. He's very significant to this group, the music industry at this time. Asshole piece of shit. That's really what he is. He was the one who essentially created this group. Like I mentioned earlier, he held auditions in the state of Florida. Auditioned hundreds of kids. Yeah.
Like, dude first of all, he put an ad in the newspaper. Like, well, what is that, right? But the ad said, like, looking for 14 to 19-year-old boys. And
it seems like, so predatory.
It does. But, like, that part wasn't. That was just, like, I'm looking for a fucking group that I can put together and make me a fuck ton of money and be predatory, not in a sexual way, but in a financial way. Mm-hmm. But it's wild to think that people, like, answered calls and newspaper ads anymore.
He really did. And, it's weird, too. Like, his cousin is Art Garfunkel, which is blows my mind too. And the reason why he went after this whole, like, got into the music industry was because he saw that his cousin was making so much money in the music industry, and he saw that New Kids on the Block were blowing up, and he thought, well, I could do this too. I'm ambitious enough to do this, and that's literally what he did. I mean, even from the beginning, prior to like all this boy band stuff, he was already kind of fucking people over. He was really into blimps. Like, you read all that shit with the blimps.
Yeah. Like he fucking ran like the biggest Ponzi scheme in fucking U.S. history.
Yeah. Well, that was after the whole blimp thing.
But like that was where he got the idea of selling blimps. He just, hey, I will give you a blimp. I think what do they like a I don't know what the fucking term was, but like, hey, I'll sell you I will lease a blimp to McDonald's. And then they're like, okay, for sure. Here's X amount of dollars. And then he got somebody else to do the same thing. And that's like, I think that's what a Ponzi scheme is. It's just like a pyramid scheme, really. It's just, you give me money for something. And then in order for me to give you that product, I have to get money from somebody else. When that person gives me that money, I can give you your product. And it just keeps going like this. But like, you don't ever have to really.
You don't have to show anything for it. But also what he was doing, like toward the end, before he got busted, he was forging documents. He was, showing investors fake documents. He was like creating fake documents, showing them, oh, I have this, or that, and please invest in this company. And
then people would do it. When you go public like that, now you're taking the public's money. Now we're talking that's
that's
some white collar shit. That's federal fucking ass prison instead of a little county jail here. When you fuck with America's money, then you go to jail.
Yeah, that's true.
Talk to Al Capone about that shit.
I talked to him last week, actually. Did he call you?
Nope, he's dead.
Okay, that's a fun bit. I guess you didn't want to run with that one. You run with a lot of bits, but not that one.
Because he for years he was a gangster.
That's not what I'm talking about.
What got him caught was like tax fraud, and the whole thing was like you fuck with America's money, then you get in trouble. Okay. Kill people? Nah, nobody cares about that.
Why are you doing your John Feldman impression from the Goldfinger record?
You don't care. Crabs. Who cares? So annoying. So annoying. I'll never do that one again.
Well, Goldfinger's
I like the fuck that. Fuck that. I do like that one.
Anyway, we're talking about Lou Pearlman. Yeah, he fucked over a lot of people. A lot of the boy bands he created, hardcore. Not just like the boy bands, but like bigger entities, bigger corporations, like Jeff was saying. The various Ponzi schemes. But yeah, what he did was he auditioned this boy band, trying to make another New Kids on the Block, which he honestly did, and who were way more successful, better musically, and also more successful. I mean, Backstreet Boys are one of the most successful groups of all time. I mean, they've sold over 140 million records worldwide.
They are the most successful boy band, and they are one of the most successful groups of all time.
That was
correct. That was correct. You almost said they are one of the most successful boy bands.
They're the most.
No, you got it. You did it.
Okay, all right.
You did it, Arthur.
That's disrespectful. I know what you're doing.
Because Arthur was a little.
I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. By order of the Peaky fucking Blinders. That was good.
I like Arthur now. I like Arthur so much. He's like my favorite character on the show.
No, he's not. No.
I fucking love him.
On Peaky Blinders, no.
Because he grew up, he phased out. He is done with the life. He's like, I have a wife now. I have a fucking kid to take care of. He is phased out.
But he's weak. He falls back. Weak. He constantly falls back.
He's not weak. He's torn between his love and his brothers. Like that's strong.
No, he's weak. You'll see. He's weak.
Okay.
He's weak.
All right. I hope I'm wrong, I guess. I don't know.
All right. Yeah, Lou Pearlman, he helped create he created Backstreet Boys. He helped create NSYNC, LFO, so many big boy bands. Pop artists from the mid to late 90s. That's all him. I mean, it really is him. And then early 2000s came along, and all of these artists, minus like 2 or 3 of them, sued him. And they all won. They all won these massive lawsuits, but nothing compared to what he actually made. But they still won something.
Yeah, he didn't give a fuck.
And
it was said the Backstreet Boys made like 300,000 from their first several years of touring, and Lou Pearlman made 10 million.
Yeah, at least 10. It was more than
it's that. Come on, dude. What would you sue him for? Like $1 million split 5 other ways? It's because he wrote it into their contract that he was the sixth Backstreet Boy, as well as their manager and this other entity, and it's just it's really, really sad to say, but because the laws here in America are so specific that if you do not hire somebody that knows what they're fucking doing to look over said contracts, you are going to get fucking murdered.
Yeah,
and it's just you have to have somebody look over these contracts.
And unfortunately, they were kids when they signed all these contracts. Their parents are probably, who knows if they had any money, or I don't know their backgrounds, but they see their kids making money and being successful, and they're happy about it. They're like, fuck it, we'll sign whatever the fuck we want. Especially at this point when none of this was really a known thing. People didn't really realize at this point that record companies and managers ripped off the artists constantly.
Fucking you.
Constantly.
And what's crazy too is Kevin and Brian came from God-fearing Christian families, right?
Yeah.
So I wonder if Lou Pearlman, because that's kind of the outlier too. They flew in to Florida and randomly hooked up and then found him. I wonder if Lou Pearlman saw the long con, these are God-fearing Christian families. They probably believe that people are inherently good. So whatever contract I throw in front of their face, they're just gonna fucking sign.
Yeah.
That's
but then also
crazy.
Brian was the one who hired an outside lawyer.
He was the first one.
He was the first one. He was the one who started the whole snowball effect. He hired an outside 90s. Lawyer. Yep. To look over the contract, and the lawyer said, "Oh yeah, you guys are getting fucked."
Bad.
And, really bad. So that's when all the lawsuits started. The Backstreet Boys started the first lawsuit, and all the other guys and girls got on board with it, or most of them did. And then it went downhill, and then eventually he after so many lawsuits, he was accused of various Ponzi schemes, fraud, all that kind of stuff, and he fled the country. He was gone for a year, and they couldn't find him. And then eventually, they were tracing him in Germany and Russia to Israel to Greece, and then he ended up getting caught in Indonesia, of all places. He was discovered by some German tourist. And they turned him into the local government, and they arrested him there. He was extradited, back to the U.S. and tried and went to jail and then died like 3 years later from like a stroke and then a massive heart attack.
Yeah, like a little bitch he is.
And then did you read too that when he went to jail, obviously the banks and the government seized all of his assets, and they were auctioning off things, and then they went into his home to find like all these pieces of artwork, but like a lot of them or most of them were fake. They were fake pieces of artwork. Yeah. So he was a bullshit artist.
He's a fucking bullshit
every step of the way. But the guy at one point like had a wealth that amassed past $1 billion in the late 90s, early 2000s, over $1 billion. That was like his net worth. That's fucking insanity. That's literally all gone, but he was a piece of shit. So
like honestly, when you're fucking kids, not in the literal sense, but when you're fucking over minors, also just as bad. When you're fucking over people that don't have money or are conscious to hire a lawyer, then that's how you make good money, dude.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did.
Crazy. He was such a bad dude. It's insane. Yeah.
So bad. And it was just all there. It was out in the open. Like, it's just crazy how he put himself like in the media as well. Like, he was out there promoting the groups. He was in the music videos, like we mentioned. He was always there for a lot of the promotional stuff too.
Because he probably didn't think that what he was doing was that bad. He probably thought that he was giving these people, he probably one of those fucking weirdos that probably thought like, oh, I'm helping these guys. I deserve this kind of fucking money.
Yeah, probably.
But also, like, realistically, like, I don't know, dude. Like, the Backstreet Boys never wrote their fucking music. They never wrote anything. So it's just, I don't know. What he did was terrible. But at the same time, it's like, well, how much did you fucking want? Like, you have all these people that are writing your music, that are, like, showing you these dance moves, that are booking these tours from you. Like, how much did you fucking expect you were going to make?
Yeah, I mean, that's another thing, too. It's not like they're going out there. It's not like they're calling the promoters. They're not booking the traveling. They're not booking the hotels. They're literally doing not nothing, but all they're doing is being told
doing nothing, dude.
They're being told what to do. They're given an itinerary for, let's just say, a month for a whole tour. They're going on they have an itinerary for a month. They're just being told what to do, where to go. They go up on stage, perform for an hour and a half, maybe, and then do a sound check like for a half hour prior to that. But that's literally all they do. They're not creatively doing anything. They're not adding anything to the machine of it. I don't know.
They didn't do anything.
They honestly probably have the easiest gig in music because they don't have to create anything. Yeah, they have to go out there and grind and fly around a lot and drive in buses. But honestly, it's man, better than working a 9 to 5, man. Playing 150 shows a year, it's a lot of shows. It really is. But you get to experience a lot of shit too. Like, yeah, fuck that. And you didn't write anything. You didn't do anything.
That's the thing, is you didn't do anything for it. Like, they're good singers, if not great singers. No, but they're not historic singers. I think they're great dancers, but they're not historic dancers. They're not historic anything. They're just good, if not great, at everything. But not because of them. You could interchange all of them, and really, like, only the mainstays are Brian and Nick. You can interchange every single person else in that band, and nobody would give a fuck. But even Brian and Nick, like, we saw Lou Pearlman did it with NSYNC. So, like, you don't even need these people. I could do it with whoever. It's just Backstreet Boys, they sold more copies than anybody else, but they've been around longer. They have fucking 10 albums compared to NSYNC's 4.
And then also going back to Lou Pearlman, I mean, as much of a shitty person as he was, he was a genius. He knew how to market all of his bands. Dude, he had Backstreet Boys and NSYNC that he essentially created.
That's crazy.
And he pitted them against each other because he knew that if he marketed it that way to where they were the rivals, he could make more money. He would get bigger, more money. It's absolutely genius. Fucked up, but it's genius. And it's like, that these guys knew, like the band knew, but it's also like you mentioned earlier. Yeah, they knew, but they didn't want to say anything because they're making so much money. They're doing so much. They have all this admiration. Girls love them. It's just, why rock the boat? Why would these 5 guys rock the boat?
Don't rock the boat. Yeah. So then also, if you want to talk about just ticket sales and things like that. But
yeah,
I think the Backstreet Boys had like the fifth highest attendance concert in American history. I think I read that.
It was something. Yeah, it was something crazy.
And then I was like obviously when you read these things, you think like, well, who's the first? Who has the highest attendance concert in American history?
Beatles.
Wrong.
Who is it? Shania
The Grateful Dead, baby.
No shit. Are you serious?
Yeah. 110,000 people.
Where?
I don't remember.
Not Woodstock.
No, it wasn't Woodstock.
But it wasn't like it wasn't like Madison Square. No, Madison Square Garden's not that big.
Let's see.
Damn, Grateful Dead, huh? 110,000. That's also not a festival. That's like just a concert that this one band or group brought in, I assume.
It was because if you go to Jersey, it was at the Raceway Park in Englishtown, and I guess like there were so many people that the highways were packed. Like the venue didn't hold that many people. Wow. It was just like the highways were packed, the roads going, the parking lot, 110 fucking thousand, technically 107,000. I bumped up a little bit, but 110,000 people, bro, 110,000 people.
That's a lot. I mean, not worth it.
That is crazy.
What year was that?
Crazy. Had been 1977.
Okay. Damn, that's so many fucking for one band.
That's
festival?
Crazy.
Wow.
Like for any band, even if it was free, if I knew there's going to be 100,000 people there, nah, dude, hard pass. Go. No fucking way. 100. That's bigger than like some cities, man. That's a small city.
Yeah.
That's a small city. That's crazy.
Stupid. Just stupid.
But yeah, dude, Backstreet Boys fucking selling out stadiums for decades. Decades.
I mean, they're still, like I said earlier, they're still playing huge fucking venues, huge capacity venues, and they're selling them out. Like I think it was in 2018, I believe, they sold out the O2 Arena in London, and the O2 Arena is a big fucking venue. I forgot the capacity, but it's fucking huge. Maybe Skip could help us with that, but yeah, dude, that far along in their career, after way past their fucking prime, they're still doing that. And not only that, it's not like they're just touring Europe and then they're just touring the United States every couple of years. Dude, they're doing world tours. They're hitting the Asian market. They're hitting South America. They're hitting Africa, like South Africa area, Europe. They're hitting like some crazy fucking markets that a band like them, who hasn't had a hit in decades, shouldn't be hitting. It doesn't make any sense. These are crazy fucking markets.
That's what I don't understand either, because it doesn't just hit like a nostalgia chord. Because like a stadium tour, like I'm not going to a stadium fucking to hit a nostalgia chord for $150. Like you play a smaller venue for 50, then we're talking here. Like I'll have a night out for $50. That's something different. But to play a stadium just to strike a nostalgia chord, like who the fuck has been following BSB for this long? Like it's crazy.
But also, look at us following Limp Bizkit like we have. We follow Limp Bizkit pretty hard, pretty closely.
Yeah,
I mean, you can kind. I know. I've never seen them either, but
nor has Limp Bizkit achieved the success of Backstreet Boys.
No, but it's still the same idea for a band who hasn't put out a hit or a relevant song in 20 years, like Backstreet Boys. They're technically past their prime in the grand scheme of things, but yet they still get a pretty damn good following, pretty damn big audience. Funny too.
Now you mentioned Limp Bizkit, is that Millennium in 1999 was like the biggest selling album fucking of that year, like hands down.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
But it should have been a significant other, dude. That's what it should have been. Also, just before we leave, just because I'm throwing out Grateful Dead facts, and I was just on a Grateful Dead binge yesterday, is I never realized, for one, that Elvis didn't really tour the world as much as I would have think that he would have done. Yeah. And the Grateful Dead, did Europe. They played Cairo, and they played a couple other like countries, but that is it. Never went to South America.
Well, also like Elvis, he was so American. Like he was marketed as like an American heartthrob.
He's
like
an American boy. I get it.
That kind of shit doesn't translate. Like if you talk to Skip,
I get it.
I guarantee you he's not going to view Elvis the same way we do here in the States. Or
nobody views Elvis that way in the States anymore because Elvis is done and gone, but nobody cares. But like Elvis is,
you know what I mean.
But like rock and roll would not exist in contemporary form without Elvis, and Skip would agree with that. Like Elvis, rock and roll and would not, there would be no Stones and Cloud Nothings and modern literature had it not been for Elvis. There would be none of that. It just wouldn't have happened. No, do you not agree?
No, I agree. No, I agree.
Yeah, none of that would happen if it wasn't for Elvis. So it's not. Yeah. He is a very American thing. I feel like an American boy, Army boy, rah. But the Grateful Dead, I thought for sure. Like I just never knew that they didn't tour the world. They just didn't fucking care. And it wasn't because like they didn't have the market. They honestly didn't give a shit. They just didn't care. They didn't want to. They didn't want to stray too far from home.
Yeah, why would they?
I was like, yeah, it's good. I've seen pictures.
I feel like with the Grateful Dead, it's just they just wanted to have a good time. They didn't care about the fame. They just wanted to jam and smoke and
I've seen pictures.
Get fucked up, man. So I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, let's wrap it up. Let's give our final thoughts on this Backstreet Boys compilation, corroboration, coronation. Some might call it.
Ooh, coronation.
That's another C word, long C word. That makes no sense. So let's get into the wrap up.
You hear that Citizen Cope song?
Where he's stuttering.
Where he's like, it wasn't a stutter, it was like a repetition. Like, you hear that? I was saying, you ever hear that, but it's really fast. It's just so fast, your peanut fucking ears can't understand it. You hear that?
Peanut ears.
There's a Citizen Cope song where he just like rhymes everything with a shun. He says like, salvation, coronation. You remember that song?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Nah, that's all right. You hear that. So,
oh my God. And then, so yeah, we're going to wrap it up and then rate the record based off of our world famous 3-point rating system, where 3 is a perfect album, 2 is a good album, you're going to continue to listen to it. 1 is a bad album, but give it a shot. And 0 is the worst thing you've ever heard. So what do you got? Go.
This week went exactly how I thought it was going to go, bro, with 10 albums. Like I knew this band was not going to like please me every step of the way. There's just no fucking way. But I did find a hidden gem. I found a hidden gem with DNA. I really, really did love that record. Everything else, including the album of the week, which is just a correlation of the first two. We didn't say correlation, did we?
No, we didn't say correlation. No. There we go.
Just a correlation. While I'm talking, you better think of another C word. It's just a correlation of the first two. Dude, the first two records kind of suck. Like there's 3 cool songs, but that's with a lot of like pop records or a lot of records that are just kind of thrown out haphazardly with a lot of writers, with a lot of producers, with the band members that can't play their instruments. You get 3 or 4 like bangers and the rest of the record fucking sucks. It's filler at best.
Blink's 9. Yeah.
And hold on there, dude.
Oh.
And NSYNC's not going to be any different. I don't know why you think that. But this was still a fun week. It was still fun to kind of get into like the Backstreet Boys and like Little Pearlmans, and there was fun nostalgia, and the videos were fun. Sometimes they were funny, but they were fun. And I enjoyed myself this week. And even today, like I was listening to Backstreet, I was listening to the album of the week, and there are people shopping the record store. And like, what? Nobody ever says anything. People will just like go and shop, and then they hear like, "Quit playing games with my heart," but nobody says a damn word until I laugh, and I'm like, do you like Backstreet Boys? Like, oh, I don't know, I wasn't gonna say anything, but like, why are you listeing to this? Like, why don't people just say things?
But if you were in that situation, you wouldn't say anything.
Of course I would. I said, is this Backstreet Boys? Like, why are you listening to Backstreet Boys? Of course I would. The only time we don't say anything at a record is when somebody fucking aggressively farts in the record store, like your record store owner, and it was fucking weird.
That was weird.
But of course I would say something. Of course you would say something. You walked into White Rabbit and Tracy's listening to fucking Backstreet Boys? Get the fuck out of here.
I would probably say something, yeah. It's like, what the fuck are you listening to?
Yeah, not like you're mad or anything. You just be like, is this Backstreet Boys? Is this Limp Bizkit? Well, of course you would say something.
I would say something snarky for sure. Yeah.
And it's been a fun week. I'm glad we did this. I'll fucking never do this again. There's no way you will ever get me to do another Backstreet Boys record.
There's no reason to. There's literally no reason.
There's not. It's not. Even if somebody wanted to come on, because people will always say like, "Oh, I want to do this record. I want to do this record." I would just veto. Done. Not doing it. Backstreet Boys. This is one and done. This record is a solid 2, a solid 2, because I might go back to it from time to time. Maybe I'll go back to my bangers for sure. Already playlisted. They're playlisted on your pop playlist. That's all the pop playlists you need.
The best pop playlist in the
I'm
world.
not gonna fucking listen to this fucking record. So maybe like a 1.9, I guess, or a 1.92, like a 2. Am I really gonna go back to this?
No, you're not. No.
So it's a 1.9. No. It's a 1.9.
It's a 1.9.
It's a 1.9.
All right. Yeah, I agree. This band is not that good. They put out mostly chud, 80% chud, 10% amazing. The other 10%, it's good. That's about it. That's what we got. That's what we got here with Backstreet Boys. The nostalgia hits so hard with this one. I mean, we talked pretty extensively about the music, even though there's not a lot to the music. The videos were some of the best parts of this entire week because they're fucking stupid. They're really, I almost said another word. They're very, very stupid. So with that being said, not to go on too long, with that being said, I'll give this a 1.75 because I'm never going to go back to this record again. We're never going to do Backstreet Boys on the pod again. The singles are fantastic. Like you said, they're on my famous pop playlist that I have. It's like 7 hours long, pop hits from 1992 to 2019, something like that.
That's a party.
Dude, it's
7 hours is a party.
If you want to hear a good pop playlist, let me know. I'll send you the link.
7 hours is a party, right? A fucking party will start at like 7 o'clock at the earliest.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
And by the time it's 2 a.m, like everyone's drunk and fucking ready to go home. That's 7 hours, dude. That's your pop playlist.
Perfect playlist, right? Perfect playlist. Yeah, you don't want to say it's perfect, but you know it's perfect. I spent days curating this playlist years ago.
It should be months, but that's fine. It's days.
Well, I'm not a chump. I'm not an idiot. Work smarter, not harder, baby.
That's right.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna go through it tonight and make sure there's all correct Backstreet Boys songs on there.
Well, they're all the good ones are on there. But anyway, yeah, 1.75 for me. You gave it a 1.9 out of 3. 3.3 is a perfect album. So there you go. Do we have anything else? We good?
That's it.
That's it. All right. Well, thank you all for listening. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars. If you're watching on YouTube, smash that subscribe button, tell your friends, share all the videos, post. And yeah, Battle of the Boy Bands. That's what we're doing right now. We're in that season right now. So thanks for watching, listening. That's it. That's all. Just